I always knew who God was through the youth group. I recognised God. Maybe not choosing to believe it myself. And I'm probably the lowest pit of my life when I'm at this holiday club. They ask for prayer for healing. I don't need healing myself, but I know my mum needs healing. And even though at that point in my life I didn't care for my mum or my dad, there was something in me which just knew I needed to go get prayer for my mum. In that moment, I got prayed for. God basically hit me, went bam, and I fell on my back, and I got this word: take every opportunity. I don't really remember what was happening during that moment, but I just know I came from that situation with the word take every opportunity. And from that moment is where I would class myself a Christian. And it was almost like, you've got to jump fully into me now, Cyril. You've got to live your life fully for me. I still had all my mates surrounding me. I still was living at home, and everything still was very, very tough. God slowly worked with building me with a community and starting to build a church, but I was still drinking and even drugs until I think a pinnacle point was just before Christmas. And me and my dad ended up having a bit of a tussle. It was probably the last time I ever had a proper fight, even though it wasn't really a proper fight. He was under a lot of pressure from my mum's illness, and I wasn't helping out. I was still being very selfish. He just saw red, and he was lock and loaded. I remember at the end of it having my dad pinned down on the floor and looking into his eyes, and it was an embarrassing moment for me. And this might sound really weird to people might not believe this, but Jesus is right over my dad's shoulder at that point. I look back at that memory with such happiness, even though it was a terrible thing which happened for both parties. I see Jesus right above my dad's shoulder, and whenever I'm upset, whenever I'm down, I actually go back to that moment, because that's the only time I see Jesus, and I know Jesus was there during that moment. God has used my situations throughout my whole life and whatever I've done, and He has made me down to earth through this, and has made me relatable for the parents and the children, the youth which I speak to. I believe Jesus made His relations first, and He just basically showed him life from there. So my aim is to almost walk like Jesus, and then they'll look towards Jesus almost through the relationship which you build. What makes me passionate about youth work is just because I had a youth group, and yeah, it took me years and years and years to actually become Christian. But God's always been there, and He's been there since I was born. He's followed me all the way through my life, and He has this amazing plan for my life.